So is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So today we are going to have a demo or say lecture on computer basics. So all of you are okay with English and Hindi combination, right? So I can speak both the languages. So whenever we say, first of all, we should start with what is a computer. So computer is, we have used different flavors or very similar to computer. We have used something like computer only, but at a very low, I can say with a very low power of computation. That is a calculator, right? So everybody has used calculator some or the other way. I will just add, there are few requests to add for this meeting. Okay. So yeah, we have seen how calculator works. So I will just give that similarity while explaining what is a computer. So let's first go through all these four statements. So a computer is an electronic device for storing and processing data. Second is it works according to instructions given to it. It accepts raw data as input and processes it to give output. Of course, and that is the process is happening according to the instructions given to it. And the last one is it stores information for future use. Okay, so first of all, computer is an electronic device and the use of this device is for storing and processing data. So you just see in similarity with say calculator. So calculator is also a electronic device. It is also used for processing data. That means all of us, we have used a computer, sorry, calculator. So what we do over there, we just give some input, we instruct that calculator to do something, and then it gives us some output. So for example, suppose I want to say add 30 plus 47. Okay, so what I will do, I will first give input, that is two numbers, that is 30 and 47, and what I will instruct to calculator to add them. So I will press a plus button. So once I press a plus button, it will give me result. Okay, so the instruction scenario will be like that. First you give data number one, then you say plus, then give number two, then you press equal to sign. So ultimately once you press equal to sign, it will give you a result, like say 47 plus 30 is equal to 77. So now we will see with the computer. So computer is an electronic device for storing and processing data. So 77 is a kind of a processing of that data. So it processes that data and given us 77 number. It works according to instructions given to it. So what instructions we have given to this very small computing device, that add 30 plus 47. So 30 plus 47. So we instruct to add that to this small device. So that are the instructions. It accepts raw data as an input and processes it to give output. So now it now accepted say 30 plus 47, and it has now given an output. When we say result or say equal to sign, we press equal to sign, it gives 77. So and the last one is stores information for future use. So there is a difference, though calculator generally do not save any data. Once you make it off, the data will go. But in computers, you can save this data. So for a next time, suppose you want to use the same thing. Now you want to say do mathematics after 77. So you can store that data in some file, and you can retrieve you, or you can just use it for a future usage. I will add. Okay. So this is a basically the computer. First of all, electronic device, then it works according to instructions given to it. it accepts raw data as input, processes it, and lastly it stores the information for a future use. Okay, so now we will go to second slide. So everybody got what is a computer, or what is the official definition of a computer? So any doubt over here? So let's move to what are functionalities of computer. So there are basically four functionalities of computer which are very in line to what we have just seen. So taking data, first one is out of that, taking data and instruction from a user. I will just, so this is taking data and instructions from a user and storing them. Second one is processing the data as per instructions. Third one is displaying or storing the process data. So these are, so you can see this figure uh, down over here. So what it shows, you give some input, you process that input over here, or then you get some output. At the same time, you can store that output on a storage device. So this storage device can be anything. Maybe all of you are now well aware that hard disk or USB, anything. Output of output generally is seen on your monitor. Means whenever we do processing with something, generally it is seen on our monitor, or maybe on printer, or something like that, which will give the output of that processing. Okay, so these are the four functionalities computer. Again, I will go through them. Taking data and instructions from and storing them, processing the data as per instructions, displaying or storing the data, storing the process data. So one more example, which is very in our day-to-day experiences, whenever we visit a mall, then usually what happens that when we at billing counter, then uh, the calculations are done within a fraction of second, right? Means we just the barcode scanner is there, it scans, and then all the atoms it is shown on the screen. Then atom into quantity, that calculation also immediately happens, and finally it gets added and we get something like a bill. तो हमको एक पर्ची देते हैं वो लोग. In any mall you go after, and we have to pay them. So वहाँ पे भी क्या होता है कि हमारे whatever atoms we have bought, so those atoms are scanned. So that is the input for that computer. Okay, so scanner is also one of the input device. That is the input which gives input to our computer. Okay. Okay, so then what happens, then there are some calculation happens. So those are actually pre-instructed, that whenever there is an atom and quantity, you have to it has to be multiplied, and that has to be stored somewhere. So once all atom list is finished, then within fraction of second after just pressing enter key, it calculates everything and it gives print, right? So whatever that print means, whatever that printed bill is output for that particular moment. That is, we get that bill and then we pay to that mall. So here in our example, what is the input? Input was atoms and quantity and their respective price. That is, one atom per atom price is there and quantity is there. So that is our input. What has been processed over there? So uh, all atoms, sorry, respective atom and particular quantity has been multiplied. Okay, so that is the processing. And finally, as I told you, once they means enter everything, atoms and quantity, and they get per atom, per atom how many rupees or whatever that calculation. Finally, what happens? They get a total number, that is a total amount. Okay, so that is a output, and that data is also stored into that particular mall's database. So after our, say, whatever our shopping, if we find something to get exchange, then we again go to the mall, then we just tell them the receipt number, and from that receipt number they retrieve all of our data, means they get all our data. So that is where, from where they get that data, they get that data from the storage. So in this way, the you can see the how the functionalities in our day-to-day life of computer are. Okay. Okay, so anybody has anything to say, any doubts over here, any question? You can either ask or raise your hand over here, or we will go ahead for the next topic. Okay, so we can go ahead or move ahead. So let's see what are the characteristics of computer. So the first, obviously, everybody will agree that as a speed, the works with uh, computer. Computer works with incredible speed. It is really true. Means we cannot imagine. Means just whatever example I gave you, there the total amount calculation happens within fraction of seconds. If human being has to do that, then definitely it will take more than fraction of second. Rather, with any kind of, say, mathematical, even we apply some rules or any mathematical principles, but still it will take more time than computer. So speed is that is always benefit when we go for computerizing anything. Okay, so then this 3 to 4 million instructions are processed per second. So this is the count of the instructions which will get processed by computer within a second. So we will see what exactly the instructions and how they get processed when we visit to that particular topic. So second can any, there is some murmuring going on, so can any, mute that, because yeah, okay. So can you mute who is yeah. So now we will go to the second point, that is accuracy. So computers are highly accurate, and if even if any error is if error gets introduced, then that may occur due to human maybe interaction or wrongly instructed computer to do anything. So because of that, that error gets introduced. So computer is something like that, whatever you tell it to do, it will do it. Whether it is right or wrong, it depends on the person who is instructing the computer. Okay, so accuracy is all it is very highly accurate computers are, means then diligence. So what do you mean by diligence? Diligence is nothing but the consistency, how consistent computers are. So they are highly consistent. So they do not suffer like human traits, like boredom or maybe tired of something, doing repetitive works. Generally the human beings are tired of doing repetitive work, and that causes them to introduce errors in their work or mistakes in their work. Then there is a lack of concentration also. Sometimes the attention span is very less for human being, means general human beings. So because of that also they start introducing mistakes in their work, but that is not in computer. So diligence, the consistency is very high. It produces the same output even if you run it for 24 hours. So if you say program in a way that if you want to say add some 3 or 4 digit or say n digit number with n digit number, throughout 24 hours it will give the consistent result. It will as against the human being might get tired depending on individual capacity. Maybe some will get tired 1 hour, 2 hour, or maybe after 4 hours also. So that is not with computers. Then versatility. Computers are versatile machines and able to perform any kind of task as long as it broken down into logical sequential steps. Due to versatility, they cover entire spectrum of engineering. So versatility means you can see in take any field, engineering field or science field, and you will find computer over there, usage of computer over there. So even in say chemical engineering, in civil engineering, mechanical engineering, or in any kind of engineering or science applications, or even if I want to say Google Map kind of applications where the geography is covered, but the bottom of that computers. So that versatility is achieved through computers. So you can see in every field nowadays computers are there. Not only nowadays, but since from last many years, computers are there in lots of fields. Means almost every field can be covered through computers, and they can take advantage of efficiency by computer. Okay. Then storage. So today's computers can store large volume of data. A piece of information once stored on computer can never be forgotten or and retrieved almost in a second. So this is very important. Means when we say storage, then we only see the computers, or even in our mobiles we see that, oh, it is storing. But what do you mean by storing? It is not only storing, but whenever you want it, it gives in fraction of seconds. So you get that data retrieved in a fraction of second, and it never gets forgotten. Like human being, we generally tend means it is said that say 3 days before what we have done, we never means it is very difficult to recollect what we have done. But that is not in the case of, even after say past 5, 6, 7, or maybe 20 years back, data also retrieved within fraction of second. So storage is you can consider storage as you store it, but the ability to retrieve also you should understand. Means not only storing is nothing you can say as a dumping. So we also dump in our memory many things, but can we retrieve them? No. Means whenever and whatever within a say fraction of second and whatever time limit, everybody cannot retrieve what is stored in our memory. So unlike this storage of computers, they store in a large volume. So now you can say 1 terabyte. Means when I was in engineering, we were using a floppy disk of 1.44 MB and 1.2 MB. So they were very small, and the size, the capacity of them was only 1.2 or 1.44 MB, that is a megabytes. But now we can say hard disk of 1 terabytes is easily available, and that is a minimum requirement. Whenever we go for buying computer, we generally go for say 1 terabyte. Even if we never know that we means required that capacity, or we will be covering in future that kind of capacity of that hard disk, but still we demand for that. Okay. Yeah. So these are the characteristics of computer. So you should understand them. These are okay. So one more thing, Parikshit. So there will be Zoom timeout after say few minutes, I think. So we have to rejoin again, right? Hello all. So if there is Zoom timeout, then we will rejoin again. Okay. Okay. So we will go to. Okay, we will go to now next. Okay. next slide, that is a computer components. So what are the main computer components? So obviously they are hardware and software. So you can see over here the hardware part here. So this is a hardware which is like so hardware components are like motherboard, then input devices, output devices, storage devices. So this is nothing but the hardware part. And then comes software, that is operating system, device drivers, and on top of them our applications like MS Office or say Gmail. These are at this particular level. Okay. Okay. So what is a hardware? So hardware is a set of physical parts of computers which actually executes the instruction. So hardware is something like a, you can consider like as a, it is a actual matter in which the execution happens, execution of instruction happens. And software is a program or a set of instructions which are to be executed by CPU to do the intended task. So software is nothing but you write or create some program or give some instructions. Program is a combination. When we combine set of instruction, it becomes a program. So software is a program or a set of instructions which are to be executed by CPU. Okay, so that is a difference, means hardware which it actually executes. So it is a actual device which executes the instruction, and software is a program or a set of instructions which are executed by CPU. That is a CPU. We will see as and when we will visit to that topic. So central processing unit. What is the goal of software? To do the intended task. So as I told you in that example of say billing, so we add atom, quantity, their respective amounts, and then we finally make addition of all that. So we get a total amount. Okay, so that is the first difference between hardware and software. Then hardware is manufactured in factories. So it is obvious that there are the hardware is material, so it has to be manufactured in factories. So IBM, Intel, they are the major players. Dell, they are the major players in hardware. Okay, as against that, software is developed, engineered by engineer, and it is developed in software companies. So for software, it is not a manufacturing company, but it is a software development company, so which develops the software. A hardware cannot, hello, uh, hardware cannot do any task without a software instructing. So this is very interesting thing, how they are interdependent. So hardware cannot do any task without a software instructing it. So अपने आप हार्डवेयर काम नहीं कर सकता, उसको सॉफ्टवेयर की जरूरत होती है. एंड सॉफ्टवेयर ऑल्सो नीड्स हार्डवेयर टू एग्जीक्यूट द इंस्ट्रक्शंस. Okay, so this is how they are interrelated. Then hardware can be touched. As it is a physical electronic device, you can touch the hardware, but software being digital can be seen, and you can see the results of software. Like say right now we are using this Zoom meeting. So there is some software which is connecting to all of us, right? So that is it can be, the results of software can be seen, but it itself cannot be touched, or you cannot feel like hardware. That is next difference. Then hardware categories: input devices, output devices, storage devices, internal components of CPU and motherboard. So hardware components are categorized in input devices, output devices, storage devices, internal components of CPU and motherboard. So these are four, you can say, major categories. What is that? Input devices. Output, we will see how, what are they? Input devices, output devices, storage devices, internal components of CPU and motherboard. Software categories are programming software, application software, and system software. So programming, the first comes system software, though the sequence over here is different, but first is the system software, then programming software, and then application software. So these are software categories. So hardware remain unaffected by viruses. Software is affected by virus being primary target. So why it is said hardware remain unaffected by viruses? Because virus is very much related to a software, not hardware. Means hardware will execute, and definitely, for example, the side effect of, say, of virus can be on hardware. Means I will give you example. If there is a virus which remains in a say in device or computer for a long time, and it consumes the resources like memory and hard disk, then it is going to, it might going to create a heat for that computer, and there is a wear and tear. But directly, you never heard like it is a hardware virus. It is, virus is always related to software, and it affects the software. A hardware can only be physically transferred. So as we aware that the computers or PCs or servers, they physically transferred. Or software can be transferred electronically. So as we are aware, softwares are, we can just go to any site. Even if, say, suppose you want to install, which is free on internet, then you go to internet and you just do downloading. So that is electronically you can transfer. But you, for hardware, you have to actually do that physical delivery from place 1 to place 2. Okay. So if hardware gets damaged, it is replaced with new one. If software gets damaged, then it is reinstalled. So hardware, if that PC gets damaged, say monitor gets cracked or keyboard is not working properly, then you can replace it. But in case of software, if it get damaged, means suppose some file gets deleted of that software, then you have to just reinstall it. So these, so hardware, you have to replace the actual physical part. In case of software, you have to just reinstall it or reinstall the next version. Okay, so any doubt in this difference or any understanding of hardware and software? Okay. ओके, तो मैं अभी नेक्स्ट स्लाइड पे जाता हूँ. So next slide is about hardware components, okay, and their categories. So what are, as I explained you in my last slide, that input devices, output devices, storage devices, and motherboard. So these are major components of hardware. First one is input devices, output devices, storage devices, motherboard. We will see now one by one. What are they? So what is the input device? So input device is nothing but it is a piece of equipment used to provide data and control signal to an information processing system such as computer or information appliance. So don't go for this very bookish kind of definition. Just remember that input means whatever we give feed to computer, means जो भी हम computer को देते हैं for processing. For example, तो the way to give them is through input devices. जैसे कि मैं अगर I want to टाइप समथिंग इन वर्ड, तो मैं क्या करता हूँ कि मैं कीबोर्ड पे जाता हूँ, कुछ वॉट एवर कीज जो इट मेक्स प्रॉपर सेंस एज अ वर्ड, तो मैं वो टाइप करता हूँ। तो क्या होता है कि जब मैं टाइप करता हूँ तो आई एम गिविंग नाउ इनपुट, सो आई एम गिविंग समथिंग टू कंप्यूटर, so that is nothing but a input. So and you all aware mouse, keyboard are very good example of input devices. Then you also know scanner, means nowadays we just scan, means you might have scanned your documents for getting admission to colleges. And this COVID-19, that is very useful. You can remotely take admissions by just scanning the applications, or some, suppose you want to open some account, then also you can scan and send those documents. So that is nothing but you are giving input over there. Then barcode scanner, so in malls or in say supermarkets, small supermarkets, they have started using barcode scanner. So again, that is a uh, input device. So joystick, microphone, joystick is not much used nowadays, so it is again a kind of a, like a, you can say mouse only, where you use that joystick to do some movements and go to that particular location, and then press that button ball and you select the item, like what we right now we do with our touch, means with our fingers. We just, finger is also, by that touch screen is also now a input device, right? Means we touch particular uh, say icon of the application, and that application gets open. So what are we doing over there? We are giving some input, right? Our intention is to open that application, and for that we are touching over that icon. So that is also a input device, touch screen. Microphone, right now I am talking, so I am sending something inside my computer, and from through internet you guys are listening it. So microphone is a input device. Okay, so now we will see what is output devices. So it is any piece of computer hardware equipment which converts information into human readable, understandable form. So it is any piece of uh, just a minute. Yeah, so it is any piece of computer hardware equipment which converts information into human readable. So human readable in the sense, right now you are seeing this presentation, right? So on your screen, maybe it is a mobile screen or your computer screen. So so this mobile screen is now your output device, or computer screen is output device, monitor is output device, speaker. So microphone is a input device. I am right now talking, you are listening, but you are listening through your either speaker or headphones. So those are output devices. Printer is a output device. Why it is output? Because computer has processed something and it has given to you, means you have say type in some notepad or some document on computer. Now you want to print that to submit over application form, so now you want to print it, so you say print and it goes to printer and printer prints it. So printer is a output device. So whatever you have entered in that application through keyboard and mouse, uh, those store in that particular file, and then that file gets printed. So printer is a output device over here. Headphones, as I mentioned. Projector, means in companies projector is used to discuss something collectively in meetings. So they just connect projector to some laptop, and they see on a big screen. So that is nothing but output. So from that particular laptop or a computer, the output is given and which is presented on a projector screen. Sound card. So sound card is also a output. Visual display unit, it is also output. That is nothing but similar to monitor. Then storage devices. So what is storage devices? It is any hardware capable of holding information either temporarily or permanently. So internal hard disk, external hard disk, CD, DVD, USB cards, memory cards. So we nowadays we use memory cards in uh, say our mobiles. So that is a storage device. USB cards or USB pen drives, we call them as, those are also storage device. Earlier, nowadays CD and DVD are, means almost nobody uses them, but those were also in those particular days used for storing data. External hard disk, internal hard disk. So we know that hard disk means for our, in any PC or laptop we have a hard disk. So all these are types of storage devices. Then comes motherboard. So this is very important component of any computer. Motherboard. So let's see the definition. The motherboard is the main component of a computer. It is a board with integrated circuit that connects the other parts of the computer, including CPU, the RAM, the disk drive, as well as peripheral connected via ports or expansion slot. So again, don't go much in this definition. So what is motherboard? Basically, these everything should be, means input devices, output devices, storage devices, they should have something where they will communicate with each other. Plus there should be a central processing unit where the data from the input device should get processed. Then there should be some instruction to print on printer. Then there should be some instruction to store on the storage devices. So everything that is happens through the motherboard. So that's why it is called as motherboard also. So what it does, it actually, see the definition, this is the important of the from this definition, that connects the other parts of computer, including CPU, RAM, disk driver. So these are storage devices, as well as peripherals. Peripherals means input devices, that is keyboard, mouse, and via ports and all. Right now, just keep it aside. We will see if that is in our topic. But and I will explain you in whenever we visit to that particular topic. So basically, motherboard is for, you can say it is used to integrate these all together, plus it processes the instructions. So that is called, that's why that connects the other parts of computer, including CPU, RAM, the disk drivers, and etc. So this is basically to connect the peripherals, that is input output devices, and to the internal components like CPU. Okay, so let's move to the next slide. So software and their types. So software is a collection of computer programs that help us to perform a task. So again, in softwares also there are different categories. So the first type or first category is a system software. So what is a system software? So system software is nothing but, so the best example.
Mute them all.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So types of software, system software, the Android. So now we use Android or iPhone, then iOS, then Android operating system. We have heard these names, right? Then Windows operating system. So this is a type of system software. So system software is actually just above your hardware. So I will go to 2 slides back. We'll see this diagram. Okay, so this is a hardware. So after hardware, these are the system softwares. Okay, so operating system, drivers, device drivers, these are system softwares. Okay, Then comes programming softwares where compilers, debuggers, and interpreters. So compilers and all, that is actually very, you can say, if anybody of you aware, then that's fine. But I will try to explain in very general language. What compiler do, or a compiler does, it actually, whenever you give a set of instructions, so while typing those instructions or say programs, there are high chances that we will make some mistakes, or some wrongly typed things are also there. So those things, at once it tells to you that you have to correct these many things. So compiler, what it does, it goes uh, the complete program. Then from that program, it tells you whether that program can be executed through the central processing unit. That is, will it execute properly through computer or not. So that is the job of compiler. So once you create set of instructions, then compiler will go through those instruction set and find if there are any mistakes in that. Human mistakes are happened in that. If there are mistakes, then it will show that as a compiler errors or syntax error, something like that. So compiler's job is to find the mistakes. If there are no mistakes, then that means your program is ready to execute. Okay, then interpreters are something which are line by line. The interpreters check the line and they find if any mistake, then they report immediately. So they, unlike compilers, interpreters go line by line. They do not go take everything and check. They will just go first line. Okay, this is okay, then they will send it for execution. Then they will go to second line. Second line is also okay, that line will be sent for execution. So that is the difference between compilers and interpreters. So you might have heard C language compiler, C++ language compiler, C sharp compiler, Java compiler. So these are common examples of compilers and programming softwares. Then comes application softwares. So application softwares are nothing but business softwares, like for banks, then telecoms, healthcare, entertainment softwares like games, online streaming, e-commerce softwares. So Amazon is a application software because what they do, they use, they are for some business purpose, and they are created on the top of programming softwares. So whenever, if somebody say tomorrow wants to create a similar site or similar e-commerce application like Amazon, then they don't have to go and write compilers or system software. They will write on top of the programming softwares, which will provide them that environment where they can develop their software. So even say anybody of you tomorrow wants to write any Android application, then the already there are softwares for for creating application out of Android. So you will use those softwares. You will not go to the very deep level, start writing your own compiler or own operating system. So now operating system is ready, programming softwares are also ready, then you just make utilization of their functionalities what they have provided in your application softwares. So that's why this sentence is important. Until and unless we do not have programming software, we cannot run application softwares. So if we omit these programming softwares like compilers and interpreters, or uh, yeah, so mainly compilers, debuggers, interpretation, then we cannot execute this programming softwares. Sorry, we cannot execute the application softwares. Okay. Okay, so so here we have covered few of the topics, and now I will go through some MCQs. So okay,
Okay, sir.
okay. So anybody wants to give answers for this two questions, so can raise their hand or just type in chat box.
The printer is not a storage device.
Correct,
Yes,
correct, correct, correct. So printer is not a storage device. Then what about second one? Using output devices, one can.
One can have view or print data.
Correct, perfect, right. View or print data, because the question, it gives you clue, right? That is the output. It is saying clearly as output device. So you have to search through this view or print data. So input not possible.
Right.
Storage again. Scan is remember, scan
Not
is
possible.
sometimes may confusing, but don't
Both
get
input
confused.
and output. Yes, sir.
Correct, correct. So these are okay. Now third question.
Okay, sir.
So anybody wants to try? Which of the following is not an input device?
Video.
video.
बराबर है. Video is not a input device. So what is the
Input
long form
device.
of video? We will see. Okay, in our one of our.
Yes, sir.
This is a video, visual display unit.
Unit. Yes, sir.
Fourth question. Anybody wants to try? A computer is
Electronic machine device. Electronic machine device.
Electromechanical device. Yes, sir. Electromechanical.
Yes.
no. Read it properly. Means I have explained in my first.
Computer is electronic mechanical device. Electronic device. Electronic device. No.
It is.
Electric device.
It is a electronic device. It is an electronic device. It is not a electric device. It is not a electromechanical device. It is a completely electronic device. It is
Okay, sir.
it is
Electronic
manufactured through semiconductors. If you semiconductors, they comes under electronics.
Semiconductors. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. We will go to next question.
Electronics. Sir.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
So this is this question where people might get confused, right? Means they might think electromechanical,
Confused,
electric.
yes.
Yeah.
Device.
Okay. Anybody wants to try? All the followings are examples of hardware components, except
Yes. Printing device, drivers, and or disk behind hardware. Device drivers, sir.
correct, perfect. Device drivers are softwares, right? Means hard disk, monitor, printer.
Okay.
They are output devices. Device
These are all.
drivers. Remember this, because device, it is again making some confusion, to create a confusion. Like device, when you say device, then you might think that is a say hardware, but it is a device driver. So they are always softwares. Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Computer processes instructions in.
Instruction in CPU.
CPU.
Correct. Perfect. Right. We will go to next question. Which is from below is not programming software. Java,
MS
C
Word,
Sharp.
sir.
MS
Correct.
Word, sir.
Correct. Perfect. MS Word. Because which is, can you tell me which kind of software it is out of three types?
MS Word application.
Maybe system
Applications.
software.
No, it is.
System.
The first answer is correct. That is the application. Okay, application.
Yes,
So
sir.
if you have any confusion, I will explain once again, because this is important to understand what is a system software, what is a programming software, and which is a application software. If you
Driver
want,
system.
I will explain
No,
it
sir,
again. Do you want to explain me it again?
No, I don't think so.
Anybody else? Or you can move to the next question.
Yes, sir.
It is a
Yes, it's true, sir.
correct,
As well as connected.
It's true.
correct. It is true. Perfect. Okay, we will go to next question.
Yes. Character, speed, accuracy, intelligence, stability.
All of these, sir.
Correct.
All,
Which
yes, sir.
option you will select then? The last one, right?
All of above. All of
Yes, sir,
above.
all of them.
Correct. Which is the system software
System
from
software.
below?
Sir, Unix. Unix,
Correct.
sir.
Correct. Good.
Unix and Linux.
Okay. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so these 10 were just sample MCQs of the topic
Sir.
which I have covered today. Okay, so if any doubt
Thank you, sir.
for you, then let me know, or maybe Parikshit sir know. Okay, so should we stop now? Any difficulty?
Okay,
Anybody
sir.
wants to ask anything on the topics we have covered? I will just end this call.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you everybody. Good night.
Okay, thank you. Good night. Nice.